Welcome everybody, Farm Sim Snowy here. In this video we're going to look at a new mod map released for Farming Simulator 19. So this is Porto Barrinha Farm by Bruno Covas, Zeh Henrique and Agro Farm BR. It's 285.33 megabytes to download. It says Porto Barrinha Farm map based on the region between Barrinha SP and Jaboticabal SP. Contains culture varieties, extras and details, so exactly simulating the region for a real gaming experience. Map has 3 prepared locations, 1 main and 2 medium locations, one of them starting with the player with a field. Map, in addition to the original crops, has extra crops such as black beans, Brachiaria, Millet, Rice, Sorghum and Rice. Account with 1 grain sale, Interfloat cooperative. Contains a sugarcane mill, sale of bales, wool, cotton, milk, eggs and silage at the fair, a logging company for the sale of logs. BGA can be created from the player's taste. You can fill the water tanks in the water tank in one of the 3 locations. Headquarters has a workshop for repairing machines. Double lane highway to reach the plant and the sale. There will also be an SP station on the highway. Thank you, have a good game. So this is by the same guys that done South Piranha, and you can kind of get that vibe anyway as we go round. But without further ado, let's go and check it out. And here we are. I skipped forward a little bit because it actually starts you off here at 6 AM and it's pretty dark. So it's brightened up now, and here we are outside what probably could be your starting farmhouse. There is no sleep trigger on here at the minute though. This is the map. Zoom out. It's quite a big map with some big fields on there. I'm in new farmer mode, so in new farmer mode we start off with our farm area and field 12 like so. Field prices vary quite dramatically, so field 6 is 114,000, 2 is a little bit bigger, 243,000, 3 is 459, 10 is quite a big field, 1.7 almost 1.8 million for that, 518,000, 23 is big as well, just over a million as you can see like so, 21, 242,000. Now you can buy the outside sort of the map, which is all that in the blue. That is going to cost you $11 million, pounds or euros, which is a bit disappointing because as we go round there's another field here and it's quite a nice size, and we'll look at that in a second. And there's a couple of other little things down by the fuel station. There's quite a decent placeable area there, which again is part of the outside of the map. So if you wanted to buy that, it's a little bit, you know, a bit iffy. There is no BGA on here because like it says there's the option to place one, but I'm pretty sure if I remember rightly, with South Piranha there was a proper sort of designated area, whereas I can't seem to find one on here. Whether they're trying to get you to do it in this area here, which we will look at, but there's not really a lot, you know, of potential anywhere to put it. There's another huge farm area up here again, which we'll probably finish off up there, and we do have a cow pasture just here as well, which you can buy as well for 251,000, which again we will look at. Now it will, or it did let me put the cows in there without owning it, so whether you can still do that I'm not sure, but we'll have a tour around. We'll look at the slot counts and etc like that. in a second, but like I say, we start off outside. There's no sleep triggers, so that gives you the option to start wherever you want, because there is a couple of other little houses dotted around. We'll have a run around this farm area first though. So we've got this shed here which has got most of our equipment in. As you can see, you don't start off with much. There's our trailer there, and we've got some more storage space here. Some of these have got lights in, but I couldn't find any light switches, so whether they come on automatically. This one doesn't seem to have any lights in. And I think that's it for the storage. And then you've got these kind of little chalet sort of holiday homes almost, whether you could sort of use that in a role-playing aspect in a let's play you're doing, or you know, homes for your workers out on the fields. It's a pretty good idea. Another sort of little house there. I'm not sure you'll get anything really of interest under there, but that is this starting sort of farm where you start a new farmer mode. So we'll run back round this way and we'll go through the equipment and slot counts. So in new farmer mode, it is 586 slots out of 1299. If you was to sell everything off, then you can get that down to 456. Now it's exactly the same for farm manager and start from scratch, the slot count, but you start off with no land, so you don't get field 12 in this farm area, but it will obviously start you there. So we start off with a John Deere 6155M, a Stara ST Max 180, John Deere T560 harvester, the Crampe Bandit 750 trailer, header for our harvester, corn header for your harvester, got a plough, and we have got a seeder. As you can see down the bottom there with the seeder, there is some extra symbols of crops because we do have custom crops. There is no modded in items on here, but we do have custom crops, and I do love the different symbols for all the other crops like that. I think that's quite smart. So if we go towards the end, so just next to the green digestate symbol there, we've got another grass type, that's Brachiaria. Then we've got rice, rye, millet, black bean and sorghum. So those are your extra crops. There is contracts available on here as well. One thing I will point out, and we will probably come across that because we're going to cut through a couple of the fields as we go round. Although field 10 looks absolutely huge, which it is, you've got all these little tracks at the minute. So all these brown lines you see through the fields, they're tracks. So this little section will be something that's growing, a separate section, that will be separate. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from ploughing that all through and turning that back into one whole field. But like I say, there's tracks running all through pretty much all of these fields. As you go round, we'll see that. So what we're going to do is we will grab the Stara because it's the first one here. Now these tractors aren't that quick, and we have got a bit of a drive, especially going down to one of the sell points down the bottom left corner. So we'll go round until we get to the shop, and then I think I'll release a pickup for us. So out onto sort of one of the main roads, literally just across the road. If we open the gate, we've got our animal dealer just there. So down in here, your dialogue box, there you go. It's only showing cows at the minute because obviously that's all we've got on here. And if we drive along here, we've got pile of lime on the floor. This is your lime buy point. So we'll just quickly show you on the map. So we came out of our farm pretty much straight across the road, animal dealer. Now we're here at Calcario. We'll cut down this track onto sort of the freeway, highway, whatever you'd call it, that runs through the map. then we'll go to the shop, and then the Cooperativa Interfloat, which is your main sell point. As you can see, the fields are quite big, but you can tell it's by the same sort of guys that done South Piranha because of the sort of textures and colours. I don't mean that in a, you know, a bad way. I'm just saying that you can sort of, with some maps, you can tell who's sort of behind it, if that makes sense. So if we can get in front of this chap, we're going to have to cut across again, because just here we've got the shop. Michelin, there you go, Massey Ferguson. So there's your shop icon just there. There is no vehicle workshop trigger here, but we have got quite a nice big flat open area for placeables. But again, this comes under the outside of the map part, which is going to cost you that hefty fee. I think it was 11 million I said, wasn't it? Straight across the road again into the first of the sale point. There's not many sale points on here. We've got a little way station, way bridge. The scales do work, although it's in black, so it's quite hard to read. And then right in front of us here, just up in there, you've got the sale point there. So we're now down here, and that is obviously Cooperativa Interfloat, which will, let's go back to the start, be your main sale point. Takes all your standard crops, does potatoes, sugar beets, and then all of the modded in or custom crops, so your Brachiaria, rice, rye, millet, black bean and sorghum, like so. So as you can see, there's only 3 sale points actually showing on here. There is one more here, which is the sawmill, which obviously we will check out, and then the other one's just there, and this one up here. So now we've got a bit of a drive. I didn't get the pickup, did I, from the shop? So we will go back to the shop and get the pickup. Right, so off we go again. I thought I'd go for the 78 pickup rather. Probably fits in a little bit more than the more modern one. So now we've got a long drive along this highway. But as you can see, it's quite huge. You can just sort of see our starting farm there, and then right up on the hill in the distance is that other main farm area. Big farm area, sorry, which we'll go and check out. That's an absolutely huge field to our left, as you can see. You've got these sort of slipways that go down into some roundabouts, and you can go under the freeway there. But what I did find is, to get to some of these places, there's not a sort of, you know, bit in the middle here where we can turn, because I want to turn in here. So where back at the shop we had a sort of track going across in between those 2 freeways, there isn't. So this is nothing really of interest. It's somewhere obviously you can use. This is Santa Rita Farm, that stands for, and it also stands for, I think it was Green Cane Project, I think that translated to. So that track just takes you up round the fields, but there is just some more storage just in here. As you can see, just more sheds. So it's not a sale point or anything like that, it's just somewhere else. And so we came all the way along the freeway from the shop and are now here. You can buy that area. It comes with field 21 for 242,000 if you so wish to. We'll come back out and we will go to, I think there's another sell point coming up, which again was on South Piranha, I think. So there you go, you see you've got to sort of bounce across the middle of the freeway. Same again, you can come down and go underneath if you want to get to a certain place. But just here on our right, it's like a sort of market stall just in front there with the person sat behind the counter. That's the wrong menu. We're now at Farah, which is here. This will take potatoes, sugar beets, cotton, eggs, wool. Look at the price of eggs. Milk, wood chips, I think that symbol is, because I think the one to the left of it is chaff, silage, grass, hay, straw, manure and slurry, and I think that is it, yeah. So all your custom crops can only be sold at the minute at the cooperative Interfloat. Now just across the road we've got, again look, there's no joining track, so you've got to bounce across. We've got the fuel station, gas station, and this is that placeable area I was talking about. So as you can see, it's pretty big and it's pretty flat, so you might find some use for that if you can afford it. So we'll go down the slip road and let's be good people and go round the roundabout properly, like so, underneath the bridge, around this way, and this is heading in towards the other sell point, which is Fictional Brachiaria. Look at me trying to pronounce it properly. I probably didn't, but I had a go. And I should imagine this looks really cool and nice at night with all the street lights on, lit up, coming through there. So we've got another way bridge here. It's a bit bouncy with the dial. There's a little bit of a shed storage over there to our left. And this around here, I'll show you a bit better in a minute, is the area I'm wondering if they're on about with the BGA, but I'm not sure. So we've got sort of the grains coming out there or whatnot. But up the ramp here, just under here, we've got our other sell point. So we came out of Farah, across the road to the gas station, round the roundabouts, underneath, up through here, and we're now at Fictional Brachiaria, which is down there. This will take potato, sugar beet and sugar cane, and that is it. So that is pretty much all your sell points that are on this menu. We'll come all the way down there and we'll come round like that, and then I'll show you this field. These two bits there are just like murky, muddy lakes. You'll see the water in a minute just on our right as we come out from this place. So just there, it's like that. That is water. You've got these sort of stepped areas there. So I'm not quite sure about where the BGA is going to go. We've got a long track drive round here. Again, you've got the stepped areas there. And what I'll do is I'll get down by that field, I'll show you that field, and I'll show you those little murky lakes, and then I'll go in landscape mode just so you can see this area a little bit better, so you can make your own minds up about the BGA. But just here is that field I was talking about. Now it's pretty flat and it's pretty big. Rises up a little bit there, but if we do jump out and turn on our field info, there you go, look, it's owned by Natalie Johnson and needs lime, yet on here as part of the outside of the map. So it's not a field you can actually buy separately. It's going to cost you. Let's just turn that off because that does bug me. So yeah, that's another, I'm not quite sure about that. Unless you buy that, you know, cheat some money in, buy that and put the BGA up around there. There's the Murky Lakes. And we'll get that back down to this entrance exit. And I'll get up into landscape mode so you can see. So let's have a look. Let's zoom out as much as we can. So we came in. You've got this little bit area sort of here. Then you've got these two sort of flat areas, but this area is slightly raised. And then this area, but that's a slope. And then you've got these, like, I don't know what they are, sort of reservoirs or tanks or something. I don't know. It's coming into there. So yeah, there's not a lot of sort of scope for you to put it anywhere up here, but you know, I'm not sure. A little bit more of an area here around the back. So, you know, make your own minds up about that. Now we'll go straight across here. We've been nice once, we're not going to be nice again. And then we need to get on the right side of the freeway, motorway, highway, whatever it's called. And then we've got to bounce across again. But I do love this red sort of sandy dirt texture. It's just something different, isn't it? It fits in with where the map's supposed to be situated. So this is our sawmill. So your timber lumber sale point is just there. Now there's no obvious, that I can see, area for wood chips. Obviously the little market stall down the bottom that we saw earlier takes wood chips, so maybe there isn't, but there's a bit of room here for you to place some if you wanted to, but again, that's going to come under the outside of the map, so it's going to cost you. Now if we cut in through here, I've just got to drive through someone's crops, so don't shoot me. And then this is one of these tracks that I'm on about. So this really is one whole field, but we've got these tracks in the middle, so there you go, look. But as you can see, you'd easily be able to plough all that through, turn it back into one whole field if you wanted to. But again, it's a huge field. And then that's another field, separate field on our right. So let's just stop round here. This is our cow pasture. I'll stop around here, I think, because we need to go out that way. So just here is going to be your dialogue box for your cows, like so. This will hold 200. You've got your manure just there, and then your slurry just there. And if we run back over to the building, you can't go inside, it's all done outside. So your feed troughs all the way along through here. Your milk is just there. We have got a gate just there, as you can see. If we run along this fence line, it's pretty hidden. There it is. So the trigger's outside, as you can see. But that's your water trough. And then somewhere just here is your straw trigger. Obviously your cows will appear out here. And this is absolutely huge, this pasture. I'm going to show you again in landscaping mode, because where are we? We're right down here. I'll just show you how huge this is. So they will come all the way through. Look, it goes all the way up around here. It's massive. Huge. It's a shame it doesn't hold more really, but there you go. It is what it is. Right, back in the pickup. And we're going to finish off up at that other big farm area. We'll cut through underneath these trees. And through the bushes. Back onto the track, and then we're probably going to be doing a little bit more driving through one of the fields on one of the tracks. So some of the roads or the tracks you can see are quite bumpy, but I think again that sort of fits in with the area. You wouldn't expect them to be completely flat roads or tracks around here. So if we drive straight through the middle of this field, again either side of us is one whole field. It is field 1, and then you've got a sort of a more, you can see it's more prominent road here. So there's one sort of entrance exit to that area, but we'll take the main road back round into it. So you come in this way. Whoa, a bit of Dukes of Hazzard there on the entrance. You've got a bit of storage there to our right. We've got a vehicle ramp just there. More storage space. Another sort of house there, so if you wanted to use that as your farmhouse. A bit more storage here, like so. This is more storage to our left, I think. Yeah, sort of more of an older rundown building. Then back round here to the yellow brick buildings, not the yellow brick road. We've got a workshop trigger, so as far as I can see that's the only one on the map at the minute. More storage space, quite tight coming through there by the look of it. More storage. So as you can see, this one's a lot bigger, this area. Nice sort of church there. More storage, another house, and then sort of look like sort of factory buildings almost, and more storage there, and that is it. I think I've covered everything. I'm just checking my notes. I think I have. Obviously all your sort of, I didn't really go through that, but we saw the seeder. All your trailers will take all the extra crops, so anything like that, and your harvesters with the headers, you can see they've all been sort of added so that they will take and do all these extra crops, as you can see. And again in seeders like so down the bottom, and planters. Let's go to one, there you go, like that. You can see the extra crops are all there. So yeah, that is it. That is Porto Barrinha Farm by Bruno Covas, Zeh Henrique and Agro Farm BR. So I hope you have all enjoyed the map tour. If you have, please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.